What's up, chat? It's your boy Suge again. I'm back with another video. If you watch right now, hit the like, comment, subscribe. My email is always in the description. And if you ever want to use my driver code for a referral, that's in the description too. It's CRRIS with 2 R's. CRRIS. Woke up today, outside looking beautiful, chat. You know, y'all probably think I'm capping. Now, I don't know how to, zoom in, but look at that mountain right there. Yeah, did y'all see the smoke from the factory or whatever? Yeah, outside looking good, chat. Ain't nothing else about that. Shit. Dang, I'm trying to put the camera back how I had it. Guess I'll do it right there, chat. But yeah, we back to making videos. I see we did 100 videos already. We really been putting in work, chat. So all the love y'all been showing, I really appreciate it. I really can't believe I did 100 videos in like 4 or 5 months, but try to do 100 videos. If you do YouTube, try to do 100 videos and you'll understand that takes some work. I'm dropping Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We still going. At this point, I don't know what's the next goal after how many videos I want to drop. I'm just actually just making content when in my free time and, giving y'all information. And pretty much, I treat it like an everyday thing. Yeah, I'm, driving the truck, I'm training and stuff like that, but content is part of my life at this point. If you don't know, you're new to the channel, I'm an independent contractor at Stevens Transport. I started as a company driver, but now I'm an independent contractor. I'm also a trainer. So I make these videos to help out the next driver, and I'm also, in person teaching, drivers. So, you probably get more game in person. And YouTube, I answer most of the questions that y'all pretty much presented to me. But in person, you might have more questions, so I'm able to, give you more answers and stuff like that. Somebody asked me, with me being an independent contractor now, coming from company, would I ever go back? Right now, my mindset really is no, because I always want to elevate and do something else. And when I'm doing content, it helped me with more content, to put out. I would look at the benefit of pretty much being an independent contractor. First of all, you make more money. You get to, decline loads. Some places you don't want to go for real, so you can easily talk to the dispatch or your manager and tell them like, hey, I want to go towards this way or this way. And if you don't talk to your manager and you talk to dispatch, you also can negotiate with them or see exactly what loads they have, because sometimes they have like 3-4 loads and they'll tell you like, hey, I got this going here and this going here. So that's like one of the benefits when you're a company, your manager doing most of the work. So it's cool, it's benefits on both sides. One of the people I met in training class, he was going from company back to contractor. He was going from contractor back to company. I didn't ask him why. I know one person, when I was becoming a contractor, he was like, he's switching back over because he was making the same amount of money he was making as company driver. And I'm like, I don't know how that's really possible, because you get paid more, and if you doing the math properly and stuff like that, you're not really supposed to be spending way more money because you make more money. Like, that's why when you're more on the independent contractor side, you're gonna be managing your fuel and money a little better, because yeah, they cover loaded miles, but if you go to every fuel stop trying to fill up, then that's money pretty much be over the amount they give you, and it'll just come out your check. So I don't fill up everywhere I go. Certain places I'll fill up, and then the next place I might get 50-60 gallons just to make this load, and then when we get the next load, we see how many loaded miles we got and see how much more money they giving us, and we go from there. The health, dental, and vision or whatever, you still get benefits on the independent contractor. It's just, I believe the company a little different from the company side versus the independent contractor side, but also you can get your own somewhere else if you wanted to. That's however you want to go about it. Some people, they talk about taxes, that's the main thing I try to think about. But with me paying for so much stuff out of here, like, I'm gonna have a lot of write-offs. So I was talking to another driver who pretty much, he have a lot of write-offs, and he was like, bro, when tax season come, you pretty much gonna be having so many write-offs. It's gonna, you know, I guess balance out where you don't owe for real. Like, you either gonna get some money back, or you don't owe, or you will owe. So I heard the good from him. Now if you out here and you making a crazy amount of money and you ain't paying taxes, come on now, like, you know that you making a good amount of money, you gotta pay some taxes. But I pay for a lot of stuff out here, you know, with this truck for real. So, or even with fuel, yeah, they give me loaded miles, but I'm thinking the amount that I, you know, spend over, I'm pretty sure is gonna 9 times out of 10 be a write-off. All the fuel that you spend out here, all that's gonna 9 times out of 10 be a write-off. I even wrote off a shower the other day because I went to a Love's and I didn't have no shower credit, so I paid $18 for a shower. With stuff like that, when it comes to writing off or whatever, you just get the bookkeeping that Steven has in-house. It's like $6-7, you know, a week. And pretty much once you send them your receipts, they keep track of everything, and then at the beginning of the year they should send you, I believe, some type of file or whatever, all that on there, so you can make it easier for your tax person, or if you do your own taxes, however, they'll, you know, make it easier for you. So independent contractor, they do got benefits. So I'm thinking, like, would I ever go back? I don't know, because so far it's been good for me. Everybody have, you know, good experience and bad experience. I don't think it's no just perfect experience, and that's for like any job for real. I don't think it's just no job where, well, I don't know, I don't want to say no job, but I don't think it's, I don't know, I would say I just try to make the best of every job I'm at. That's what I think about. It's easy to complain and talk about the bad, but if you don't like it that bad, you know, why are you there? Like, it's some people that'll be at a job for like 7-8 years and they swear they don't like it, or swear they this and that, but 7-8 years, come on now. I don't know, you know, the action's just not making sense. You saying this, but you still here and you making 6-7 years in your career. Like, I didn't understand that. For the most part, what can I say? Because I try to keep it simple for y'all, but I definitely would say, after your grad phase, if you're getting the miles and you show Stevens you getting the miles, they also ask you in the grad class, or you thinking about being an independent contractor and stuff like that, I will say after your grad stage, after them 30 days or whatever that you got to do after that, make sure you get the miles and definitely go into it. Just remember, manage money with your fuel. Like, they'll teach you the math and stuff like that and how to calculate it. Just don't go crazy with your fuel. That's like the main thing. The fuel gonna be the highest expense. Eventually you will think ahead though. So like, if you going somewhere where fuel is like $4, like, I'm probably never gonna fill up in Cali. I'll probably fill up in Arizona, New Mexico, somewhere, you know, before I get to Cali, before I fill up in Cali. Cali is, the prices, you're gonna spend a lot of money filling up in Cali. So I try to avoid filling up in Cali, and you'll learn as you go while you out here. Even when I go to like maybe like a Pennsylvania, I try not to fuel there. But if I do fuel there, I'll get like maybe 50-60 gallons. But I'm not finna be filling up somewhere where I know this the highest price of fuel. When you on the contractor side, when you use the Com Data app, you're gonna wanna save money by looking at your locations, looking where you headed, looking at the fuel prices, and try to get the lowest, you know, price you can find. So that's pretty much what I do. If I see anything under like $3.10, then 9 times out of 10 we'll fill up, depending on, you know, where we going or where we at. If it's Sunday, you probably not gonna be filling up after, like, I get gas maybe in the morning if I need to, but I try to get gas that Saturday, so when Sunday come and I submit my trip sheets, I don't have much fuel in there. Now after 12, when they do that T-call, if you decide to get fuel or whatever, cool, that'll go towards pretty much your next check or whatever. But you don't want to fill up so much to where a Sunday come, you got a full truck, and they only gave you a certain amount of money. So it's now like, okay, just say you went over $200-300. So now $200-300 gonna come out your check. I mean, you will spend less the next week, but that just, you know, what comes with it. You either spend more and you spend less next week, or you kind of like balance out, break even, or you spend less, you know. As long as your MPGs are up, you pretty much will be able to save gas. I try to keep them above 8, but if you're going through mountains and up and down hills and stuff like that, you know, it's a little harder. So yeah. with me training, I get to tell my student, or I get to understand how my student feel going up mountains and stuff like that. So I try to tell them, like, you know, just take your time. If you can't see, just slow down. We ain't in a rush or nothing like that. I mean, once I show them how to trip plan or whatever, once you properly trip plan, we'll be there ahead of schedule most of the time. So like right now, we're ahead of schedule. We a day and a half early. So instead of sitting here, like, we could sit here this layover, but also instead of sitting here, we can be getting miles, getting more loads and stuff like that. So when I talked to my manager, we pretty much gonna drop this trailer off and try to get something else so we can get back rolling. Because sitting here a whole day and a half with a student, he ain't getting no hours or no miles or whatever, and I'm not getting no miles. Yeah, we're getting paid layover, but it's not really that beneficial for the student and not so beneficial for me. And also, you know, with the mountains, you got to be a certain weight. So I believe it's like 60,000 on your weight scale. It need to be at least 60,000, or the paperwork need to be over 25,000. And we went over 2 mountains yesterday, and what was crazy was going over 2 mountains, it took like an hour or 2. It took a long time because you're going up, then you're going down, and it was my student first time, so we really got the practice in, even though it basically didn't count because the load we had was 23-something thousand, and it's just like 2,000 short. We already know, like, cause he was wondering, like, if I talk to Stevens, would they, you know, make it count? Cause we did, you know, spend a lot of time on these mountains, and I'm like, nah, I ain't the first to try to ask that, so I ain't gonna, like, it's no point of me even thinking about it, because if they got it on their paper, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna tell me, no, it need to be 25, or your total weight need to be 60. On my weight scale ticket, it was like 58,000. So I'm already knowing that it ain't gonna really work for real. I ain't the first person who had a light load to go over the mountains and stuff, but I also learned that I got to be better on my end as a trainer, because we can't be wasting time going up mountains and stuff, and we still here a day and a half early, but we can't be wasting time doing that, and then that's with my gas or whatever. So forget all that, I ain't doing that no more. But yeah, that's how pretty much I feel about if I plan on switching from contractor to company. If you want to know about the pet policy, I'll talk a little bit more about that next video. I'ma just say this, to keep it simple, it's a $500 fee. And of course, you know, if you were at Stevens or plan on coming to Stevens, there is payment plans with most of the stuff here. So if you don't want to get a $500 up front, they don't trip on nothing like that. They'll work with you and just do payment plans. But once you pay that $500, your pet fee is pretty much completed, and you should get like a pet sticker or something like that, but you ain't got to worry about no more fees after that. I'll talk more about that on the next video. It's kind of simple though. That's just like the main thing y'all should know. If you stayed, you know, this far, drop a comment or something and hit the like button, you know. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank y'all for watching. It's your boy Suge again. I'm out. Peace.